Let me begin with former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. Have you had a chance to watch any of today's hearings?
No, I want to get your input because I actually watched her first 5 minutes, and then I had to go because I had a big meeting, and I thought her opening remarks really looked bad, but I don't know. I have not been hearing positive things. How is she doing?
Terribly. There are smoking guns all over the place. It's an armory of smoking guns. Let me play for you one exchange. This is Congressman Mike Pompeo talking to her Donald Trump about security at the embassy.
You know how many security requests there were in the first quarter of 2012?
For everyone or for Benghazi?
I'm sorry, yes, ma'am. Related to Benghazi and Libya. Do you know how many there were?
No, I do not know.
Ma'am, there were just over 100 plus. In the second quarter, do you know how many there were?
No, I do not.
Ma'am, there were 172-ish. Might have been 171 or 173. That's how many were there in July and August, and then in that week and a few days before the attacks? Do you know?
There were a number of them. I know that.
Yes, ma'am. 83 by our count. That's over 600 requests. You've testified here this morning that you had none of those reach your desk. Is that correct also?
That's correct.
Madam Secretary, Mr. Blumenthal wrote you 150 emails. It appears from the testimony or the materials that we've read that all of those reached your desk.
What do you make of that, Donald Trump?
Wow, that's unbelievable. That sounds pretty amazing. So these were requests for protection, essentially.
Yes.
Wow, that's not good. So hundreds and hundreds of requests. I would say that doesn't sound so good. I mean, I just saw, it was very interesting because I did have to leave, and I watched maybe 5 or 6 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, her opening remarks, and the way she was reading them, it sounded terrible. The whole thing sounded terrible, and I thought I was so looking forward, and I am looking forward, actually. I'm going to Florida. I'm doing a big thing at Doral tomorrow, like thousands of people, and we're going to have 15,000 people in Jacksonville, Florida. But I said, I have to go back upstairs. I don't want to watch this hearing. But I can get, from you, I'll get better than watching it. That's the thing I like about you. So you think that she is not doing well?
I think she's doing terrible. And there's one aspect I want to go to your art of the deal experience. She has listened to the senators with her hand on her face, with her hand cocked to one side contemptuously, throughout hours and hours of testimony. When you see that in a negotiation, Donald Trump, what does that tell you?
Well, I think she's trying to feign boredom, but I think she probably wants to just get out of there. It really, sort of indicates two things. But she's trying to feign disdain and boredom. And it just sounded to me, I have other friends that have been watching it very studiously today, and they are really surprised. When I watched Trey Gowdy on, I think it was Face the Nation this weekend, it sounded to me like he was not going to go after her that much, because he was sort of saying, well, we have other people, and she's just a small part of it. It sounded to me like he was pulling back. But as I'm hearing it today, they're not pulling back at all. They're really going into it, and I'm just hearing she's looking very bad. Maybe Biden did the wrong thing getting out yesterday.